This story explores the importance of listening to the call of our souls, following our passions, and finding our purpose in life. Join us on Abe's journey and discover the power of purpose and service in finding true fulfillment and happiness. So let's start. Abe had been living the American dream for most of his life. He had a good job, a loving family, a nice house, and everything he could ever want. However, as he approached his 40th birthday, he began to feel a sense of dissatisfaction and unease. He felt as though he was stuck in a rut and his life had lost its purpose. One day, while browsing through a bookstore, he stumbled upon a book about spirituality. Although he had never been particularly interested in spirituality, something about the book caught his attention. He decided to give it a read and was surprised by how much he enjoyed it. The book opened his eyes to a new way of looking at the world. He began to see the beauty in everyday things and appreciate the simple moments of life. He started to question the values he had been taught and the goals he had been pursuing. One evening, while walking in the park, he saw a homeless man sitting on a bench. The man looked sad and hopeless, and it struck a chord in Abe's heart. He realized that he had been so focused on his own life that he had forgotten about the suffering of others. That night, Abe couldn't sleep. He knew that he needed to make a change in his life. He couldn't keep living for himself. He had to find a way to make a difference in the world. The next day, Abe decided to take a sabbatical from work and travel across the country. He wanted to see the world from a new perspective, learn about different cultures, and find a way to contribute to the greater good. He packed a backpack, said goodbye to his family, and set out on his journey with an open heart and an eagerness to discover his purpose. As Abe traveled across the country, he met people from all walks of life: farmers, artists, activists, and volunteers. He saw the struggles and challenges that people faced in different parts of the country and realized that there was so much more to life than just accumulating wealth and material possessions. He found himself drawn to volunteer work and spent his days helping out in soup kitchens, homeless shelters, and animal sanctuaries. He discovered that helping others brought him a sense of joy and fulfillment that he had never experienced before. One day, while volunteering at a community center, he met a group of young people who had dropped out of school and were struggling to find their way in life. He felt a deep connection with them and realized that he could use his skills and experience to help them. He started teaching them basic skills like reading, writing, and math. He encouraged them to pursue their passions and showed them that they could achieve anything they set their minds to. The young people looked up to him and admired his dedication and commitment. Abe realized that he had found his purpose in life. He knew that he wanted to continue helping people, especially those who were struggling to find their way in life. He decided to start a non-profit organization that would help young people from disadvantaged backgrounds. Years later, Abe's organization had grown into a national network of programs that had helped thousands of young people across the country. Abe had found his calling, and he knew that his journey of self-discovery had led him to the path of service. As he looked back on his journey, he realized that it was the wake-up call he had received that had set him on the path of purpose. He knew that anyone could find their purpose in life if they were willing to open their hearts and minds and listen to the call of their souls. I hope you enjoyed this story. If you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel to get more videos like this. Thank you.